You're listening to a Count Out Podcast. Another day, another dollar, another return of the mighty shorts. So, Curtis, you've not been in your country. You've been in another country. What up?
Well, I mean, they're both kind of my country, aren't they?
Well, I mean,
it's my country.
I guess you
I'm like
defected.
that dude in
I thought it was
Braveheart,
official.
and he's like, Ireland, it's mine.
I thought you defected thought you rode off the US and swore yourself to the Queen.
I don't claim the U.S.
Oh.
I ain't from that hood no more.
Right.
No,
so you're like a sleeper agent waiting in the slums. Slums is a bit rough. In the suburbs of England for your moment to strike if called upon.
No, man, no, fuck that. No, it's funny because everything I thought I missed about America, like when I got back to America for the first time in 4 years now, I didn't miss it that much. I realized I did not miss everything that fucking much, man.
Yeah, well, that is a good thing then, because if you went back and you're like, I miss this so much, I've made a terrible mistake, that would be like the worst.
I miss burritos.
You said they're hard to get in the UK for some insane reason.
So hard, dude. We had one place where we could get burritos and that shut down. It's the fucking worst.
Have you considered making your own? It's not actually that hard.
Yeah, but you know, come on.
You're looking very defensive.
I can make it.
It's not the same as going somewhere and being provided
it for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
I want someone to make me a burrito.
Yes.
And preferably maybe a couple of nachos to go with it.
There you go.
You know,
on the side or before? Do you like a nachos entree and then enjoy a burrito, or do you like to be enjoying the burrito and then sampling a nacho on the side?
I think really if I've got a big fat burrito, then maybe I only just need chips with some dipping cheese, some nacho cheese to dip it in.
Chili con queso
really
kind of scenario. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
It's hot. Yeah.
There we go. That's what we need.
Welcome to Burrito Cast.
No, that's the trade-off in England. You don't get Mexican food, but you got fucking Indian food everywhere. And I fucking love Indian food. Yeah, so guess it's okay.
It works out. Do you like it? What are we talking? If you're going to an Indian, are you after a vindaloo, or what are you getting?
Oh, I do like I like the vinegary hot sauces, vindaloo is really good. Madras is really good.
I like Madras.
I like a
do you like a saag?
I like a lot of the
saag.
I love a saag paneer,
let's go.
The cheese and cheese and spinach. Oh, that's good, man.
You can tell Kirsten and I are both hungry. We were talking about being hungry before this started, and we were already delved into food.
You got screwed out of a McDonald's biscuit, didn't you?
Yeah. I almost I've had the rewards app on my McDonald's thing for a while, right? And it's had a glitch. I'm a fiend for McDonald's. It's my favorite. But you build up points, and I've had a glitch where whenever I redeem a free coffee, they also give me a free McMuffin, which is the best deal. I've had 3 of them. And then today I was like to Curtis, you're going to hear this happen live as I get this free McMuffin. And he heard it happen. But then once I got to the window, I guess the manager was on duty and he had sleuthed it. He's like, hey, the thing wasn't working properly. Can I just see what the code is? I go, yeah, it's this or whatever. And he goes, and what's that for? And I'm like, it's a coffee. And then you guys were just saying something about a muffin. And he's like, oh, no, that was just a glitch. Sorry about that. I have to do it. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, fuck, thwarted. And he's like, you're not getting it? I'm like, sure. I've got Curtis on my customer. I'm like, shush, Curtis. They know that I know.
So, they're on to me.
Yeah, they're on to me.
Get out of here.
Peel out. I just like arc out of the thing. But either way, I got my free coffee and I'm sipping it now. Anyway, for anybody listening that hasn't heard this show before, tell them who we are, Curtis.
Well, what is up? We are the king of shorts, the kings of pod style, the international wrestling grand pricks. That right there, that's your bad friend Rafe Houston.
What up?
And I'm your good friend Curtis Spears, and we are the boys from the shorts, the Okada Shorts podcast.
The boys from the shorts. That's a new one.
I have
no problem with it. It's been a hot second since we've had a chance to talk. We'd done our episode, I think it was it just after I got back? I think it was. And then you had to go away yourself. I had a lovely chat with the one and only Jack J. Bonza from PWA, newest member of the Bullet Club, just recently. And that,
how cool is that?
It was dope, and he's a hardworking man. He's as intense as you think he is in the ring, and I really enjoyed our conversation. Curtis hasn't listened to the interview yet because he doesn't value my friendship, but he's planning to get to that tomorrow, he said, and he'll give me a full review. But unfortunately, because he was on a plane at the exact time that interview could happen, he couldn't be a part of it. But we've got more stuff in the works, and we're looking forward to some other future chats with the faces of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, unfortunately, we did have an interview cancel on us the same day that I was meant to get on the plane, which is fine because that means I got to sleep in a little bit before I got on the plane and couldn't sleep. So,
as somebody who does interviews all the time, that's just the nature of it. You know what I mean? People are giving up their time to try and give it to us, and we're super grateful for it. So it's not going to be an issue, and we're always going to roll with the punches and make it work. The great news is that we get to hang out and talk to each other, which is one of our favorite things to do. So it all works out.
Yeah, wrestlers are busy people. You and I are not busy people.
What are you talking about?
We can sit here and just chat shit all we want.
I'm so fucking busy. I can't even tell you. I was just telling you that I can't fucking do any podcast for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, only because you're busy on those specific Fridays. We could find another day.
I mean, there's all the work and everything there, but, you know, work-life balance, podcast-life balance. Anyway, we're not going to fight this out now. What we are going to do, look at it, just fucking in a tizzy already. We are going to talk about Burning Spirit. I think that's the name of the show. It seems like a while ago because we really enjoyed it. And then we're going to do our best case, worst case scenarios for the upcoming World Tag League and Super Junior Tag Leagues. We're pumped for all these teams, and we're going to break it all down. So before we jump into any New Japan talk, is there any fun stories you need to share now that we're done lamenting burritos in the USA? Any other cool, dope things that you got up to?
Yeah, so I would like to shout out my friend's gaming store in Cheyenne, Wyoming, the best damn game store in the Front Range area, the high desert plains, the foothills, if you would. If we could shout out Olympus Comics and Games, just the fucking best. I went to a charity event that I haven't gone to for years there, and it felt so good to be amongst my friends playing games for good reasons again. So many board games, so many, Warhammer and things like that going on. If you want to hear all about it, we'll talk all about it on the Throw and Dice podcast. But I would love to shout out for CJ and Kyle at Olympus Comics and Games. Please look them up. They are great. They will fucking handle your business if you're looking for anything that has to do with your geekery. I was helping CJ paint a whole bunch of minis, and he gave me a big ass fucking Horus Heresy Sickerin battle tank here, still in the
that is huge,
right next to me, still in the fucking saran wrap. But I'm gonna put that sumbitch together and take it and fucking do some dirty with it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Well, while we're shouting out people giving us Warhammer and stuff, I have a fucking big ass Kill Team Nachmund box here that my friend Chris Kong and Adele Neski gave me for my birthday just recently. So shout out Chris and Adele.
Did I,
You guys are really
oh,
awesome. I
did I tell
appreciate
you
it.
that my gaming group we're going to be doing Kill Team?
No, you did not.
No, my game. Yeah, we've decided that. Have you ever heard of the Badab War? It's like the second heresy, basically. No.
No.
Okay. Well, don't want to get too far into the geekery, into the weeds here, but yeah, the Badab War was basically the second Space Marine Civil War.
Ah.
We've all picked a Space Marine Legion that was in the Badab War, and we're going to be doing kill teams based around that. So I chose the Red Scorpions. I've got some models. I'm going to do them up kill team with the kill team rules and paint them up like the Red Scorpions and take them out against the Astral Claws or the Mantis Warriors. It's going to be fucking dope.
That is cool. I don't play anymore like I used to when I was in high school and stuff like that. And Chris has slowly been dragging me back in, kicking and screaming. And I've mostly been just kind of painting stuff. I've got a new doggy now, so that is hard on the back burner. You can't paint carefully when you're being bitten and stuff. But our goal is to play some kill team games because we've now got we've got 2 box sets now. We've got Nakmund and we've got the first one, with the orcs and stuff in it. So we've got a fuckload of scenery and a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, we'll see how we go. And
Warhammer is for big swinging dicks.
Exactly so right. And I like to think that the Venn diagram of wrestling fan and nerd is pretty severely into each one. So so there'll be some people that listen to this that probably like it. If you are a listener of Okada Shorts and you like wargaming and stuff, hit us up. We would love to know that there's a bit of an overlap there. Anyway, let's talk about New Japan, bro. What did you think of Burning Spirit? Let's break down that show real quick because it was quite a good show. They've been putting out quality content, man.
I was watching this show on my mom's laptop in the hotel room because it was going on while I was on the plane. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch it live. But it was a very good show. I think the main event was fantastic, as everyone else did as well. I really like the FTR versus Cobb and Okan match. I thought that was great. It wasn't exactly FTR versus Aussie Open, but it was still really fucking good. And I mean, like FTR, like people give them a lot of shit because they're the IWGP Tag Team Champions and they're not really on any tours. They're not in World Tag League, things like that. But when they show up for a New Japan event, man, they show out.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Do you think that match is kind of the end of Cobb and Khan sort of doing tag stuff? Doing tag stuff? Do you think now we'll maybe see them split? Because they were really an undefeated team up until this point, right? Like even when they lost the titles and stuff, it was other people getting pinned and things like that. So now that they've been beaten by FTR, is that like a full stop on Khan on the Cobb for now? And we're obviously heading towards Aussie Open sort of being the United Empire's premier tag team.
I think so. I think they pivoted pretty hard away from Cobb and Okan.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a thing. Like those guys were great together. They were thrown together though. They weren't an established tag team.
Yeah.
And now, that was also in the infancy of the United Empire. And so when you have a great tag team, look at how I'm fucking on fire tonight because I'm awake.
You are so awake. And we're recording so much later than we normally do. What time is it there with you now?
1:47 a.m.
1:47 a.m.
2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, okay. It's 9:47 a.m. here. Either way, you're kind of hitting towards the end of when you're
I'm actually awake.
Yeah.
I'm actually fucking awake. I love
popping.
it. No, I think they pivoted away from Khan and Okada because they do have an established tag team now to come in and do the established tag team work.
Yeah.
So that's cool. And that's not to say that Cobb and Okan weren't a great tag team. They were a great tag team. And some of those I guess cobbled together, for lack of a better term, tag teams could be really great. Tekkers started out that way. You know? And God knows how amazing they are.
Yeah.
And I thought Ibushi and Tanahashi were fucking fantastic when they were thrown together. So like sometimes a cobbled together tag team can be fantastic. But when you have two tag teams as good as FTR and Aussie Open who have already thrown down once, fuck it, dude. Let's do it live. Let's do it in the dome.
Yeah.
Let's do it for all the stars.
Yeah, let's
You
get the
know,
world talking about it. Absolutely. And I think, I mean, we'll get into World Tag League lineups, but Okan's with Hanare there. Like, Cobb isn't on that tour. So I think that probably speaks volumes that they're going to separate them and have them both do, single stuff for now. And I think Okan has a huge upside as a singles wrestler in that company, with everything happening.
absolutely.
I think they also didn't intend or didn't know that Okan would become like the hero of the Japanese people. You know what I mean? So like where he was sort of, Will Ospreay's enforcer and doing tag stuff. Now he's arguably one of the biggest stars in the company and one of the biggest stars, number 2 to Ospreay in the Empire. So, those are the things that you've got to take into account. Let's run it back from the start real quick, and then we'll sort of get through to that. So,
do you have the lineup?
I got the lineup. I'm the organised one
Look at
today.
you.
I know, right? So, first match was the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match, and it was the challengers Lij, Bushi, and our boy Titan versus the United Empire, Francesco Akira and TJP.
This was fucking good, eh?
Yeah, this was good. It was really good. I enjoy Bushi and Titan together. I think that's a really fun tag team, and I think this felt like the start of their story. You know what I mean? Of course, they're not going to win.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as established as United Empire, who have picked up wins and have moves and stuff. But they kind of begin to tell that story that maybe Bushi and Titan, if they get on the same page, they could be a good tag team. So that's interesting.
I loved the finish to this match.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the closing stretch was killer. I think the leaning tower is a fucking awesome finishing move. Yeah, I was just loving it, loving life. I think, yeah, I love Teton. I love Teton.
Yeah.
So like getting to see him like fighting for a belt right away in in Lij was fucking awesome. I think they threw down. It's so wild that like United Empire had such a fucking awesome night that night.
Yeah.
Right? That was like the United Empire show.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And you know what? They're doing a fucking awesome job. And I mean, we'll talk about United Empire throughout this entire night and sort of where it all ends up and where it's going and things like that. But like the vibe that the United Empire found from starting this as this sort of like awkward kind of faction, that essentially didn't feel cool at the start, and then starting to bring in members, and you're like, oh, that's kind of a weird choice or whatever. And you see TJP pop up, and you're like, is this the least cool faction like going? And then they slowly start to find their vibe, right? They start to find the crowns up thing, and then now they've sort of found the suits, and like so they're all like whenever they're all not in their wrestling gear, they're now always wearing those like black suits with the ties and stuff like that. They look like Yakuza or salarymen or whatever from Japan. They're just like they're really starting to get it now, and then bringing in Gideon Gray, and like he's not like an amazing wrestler, but he's a guy that can take bumps, and he's this great talker who like sets the tone for everything. You know what I mean? Like they're really putting a lot of character work in and making it a sort of must-see stable.
it's true. Like I think a lot of that had to be the fact that they started during the quarantine and things like that. They couldn't bring in as many people as they wanted to. Excuse me. Normally I'm on the mute button for that. Yeah, because everything was so awkward for so long, it kind of felt like they were awkward.
Yes.
And now that the world has opened up a little bit more, we can actually see that the talent that they have running wild throughout this fucking faction is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's so weird that it's like a Gaijin stable now. Oh, we shouldn't say the G word. Sorry, that's kind of a slur, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird that it's a foreigner stable.
Yeah.
Where for years Bullet Club was the foreigner stable, and maybe it's just this is another bit of evidence that Bullet Club's on its way out.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it does have a different vibe from Bullet Club.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's Bullet Club's on the way out. I think Bullet Club's got way too much money in it and name value and all that. But I think they've got a completely different vibe to Bullet Club. If anything, this feels more like chaos like the
Yeah,
original
back in
sort
the
of
day.
badass chaos kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, and you could see it sort of replacing that. But either way, they're doing their own thing and they're finding it. And I wonder, you know what? We'll speculate more on United Empire like towards the end when we talk about Will Ospreay's match and everything like that. But the next match is a United Empire match. It was the Source Alex Zane, the Rebel David Finlay, Toru Yano, and my girlfriend Hiroshi Tanahashi versus basically the entire United Empire, Gideon Gray, Aaron Henare, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis, who are Aussie Open. This was an
You were
enjoyable time, my dude. Like
yeah,
another,
you were
another.
down with this one.
Yeah, exactly. I had heaps of fun with it. Like I said again, I like Gideon Gray's inclusion, and it almost felt like a sort of a display by Aussie Open and Hanare that like they kind of won this in a handicap match essentially because Gideon Gray isn't really a real wrestler. That's how commentary talk about him. They're like he's like a money mark and all that, and he's just sort of paying to be here and all these things. So that's essentially them winning 3 against 4, and that's a big display of power by the United Empire in that sense.
Yeah, I think they've been kind of building on that for a long time. I remember watching them at Royal Quest too, and like yeah, Gideon Gray was like, he'd get in the match and he'd slap somebody and
Yeah,
then run and tag out or
yeah.
something like that. And it is basically just them. He's a hindrance, but they keep him around because he's
paying the bills.
he's paying the bills. He's the architect of the entire thing.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a great talker. I love it when he gets on the mic and announces them and stuff like that. He's so it's a perfect example of like people can be valuable in wrestling and not be like a 5-star wrestler. You know, that's not what he's there to do. And his value is not being that. And that's really cool.
Yeah. No, he's definitely not a wrestler. He's not anyone you're going to pay to see, but he's someone who's going to entertain the shit out of you when you do see him.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's great. I mean, there's always been those guys like Bobby Heenan, and people like that, Paul Heyman, who you don't want to see them wrestle. If they're in a match, you're not expecting them to do anything. Except for maybe getting the hero's way.
Yeah, or like get beat up, pushed over, punched out, like those kind of things, like
Yeah, and that's what everyone wants to see. Everyone wants to see Tanahashi fucking lay 4 knuckles right across his eyes,
Yeah, I don't want to see a fucking 20-minute, even 10-minute Gideon Gray match. I would want to see him get squashed, and that's what he's there for. Tell me this real quick because. There was on the other side of the table, obviously awesome to see Alex Zane continue to be a regular in New Japan. Super awesome. What about David Finlay here? So obviously he said he's not going to be in Tag League. He's focused on doing stuff on his own. When this match was over, he was already up the fucking ramp and out the door. You know what I mean? He didn't hang around with the rest of the team and stuff. You can literally just see him walking through the curtain like he doesn't give a fuck. Like, that's obviously a choice by him he's potentially setting himself apart from the rest of the roster as a lone wolf. And so I think that's sort of interesting because they're really, he has historically been in tag teams and 3-man tag teams and stuff, but they're really putting the Rebel as his own guy.
I'm interested to see where it goes. Like you've had your own theories about where he ends up and things like that, right? You think that maybe he's going to end up with a heel stable?
I don't even know anymore because it is. I think the shades of heelness to him, but I feel like in this sort of grey space on his own, there's something interesting there that nobody else is really doing. Especially in New Japan because everybody is in factions and stuff. Or you get lumped in with Hontai and things like that. So. What happens when the one guy gets lumped in with Hontai, but he doesn't particularly want to be there. He wants to win a match or whatever, but if it doesn't, he doesn't really care about them,
Yeah, I think I'm interested to see where it goes. And I would love to see like this new David Finlay. Like he's got me hooked, man. I would love to see him do something really cool.
For sure. Speaking of short matches and not wanting to see long matches, next up was a special singles match between Hikuleo and Yujiro Takahashi. Went for 28 seconds, which is about the maximum I would want to see from it. And I think it was perfect, and I enjoyed it for that reason. It was just a quick, squash a do, and Hikuleo is on to the next thing and hoping for the next thing. So, I mean, we've speculated about where this is going, and I don't want to drag down the podcast with Carl Anderson talk and stuff like that. But but yeah, I felt relieved after this match that we didn't have to watch like a 20-minute, kind
of. Yeah, I would have skipped through it if it was like, I mean, this was like skipping through it though, kind of, wasn't it?
In the time that you went to like reach for the mouse to change the taskbar, it was already over, basically. Like, yeah, you couldn't even.
The 28 seconds you would have spent fast forwarding, and it's fucking.
The entrances anyway. Went longer than the match, and that's what you want.
Good.
Yeah, good. Moving on.
Good.
A World TV Championship Tournament semi-final. The son of Strong Style, Ren Narita, versing the Cold Skull Sonata. Now, this felt scary to me, both of these, because we had the very real potential of it ending up being like a Sonata Evil final at Wrestle Kingdom, which would have been my maybe personal nightmare. I thought this was a really good match. B, I think like an absolutely huge win for Narita. Like, it's not a small scalp to take beating Sonata. Like, he is in that upper tier, mid-card, headlines with Okada at times, those kind of things. So Narita putting him away.
Finalist.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it really is. That's I think why they did this one first. If they had done the other match first and we saw that Evil lost to Zack Sabre Jr., we probably would have had a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere.
Fair.
But yeah, they had to hold that disbelief just a little bit extra. Say, I know, are we gonna screw Ren Narita over here? Are we gonna give you what you want, fans? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it was really smart for the booking committee to put these guys out first. Mm-hmm. I think it's the right move. I think giving Narita a huge win over a big time like upper crust competitor was the right move, and I think that is going to be a fucking fantastic match at Wrestle Kingdom.
Absolutely pumped for that. And then we had the next semifinal, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Evil, continuing the great series of matches where Zack Sabre Jr. continues to outsmart Evil in every way possible. And also he continues to just like get the lads over, Evil and Dick Togo thought they'd got the best of him. They went and attacked his little mate that dressed up as him last time. And then we get out a second young lion comes out. I am also ZSJ, distracting them again. And then he attacks from behind. Great. 4.5 minutes. Let's go. And Zack runs circles around him again. And then he's just got his 2 lads, 3 Zack Sabre Juniors.
3 Zack Sabre Juniors.
Yeah. That's love it.
Amazing.
I love it. I love seeing on Twitter, like who was the newest Zack Sabre Jr.?
It was Oiwa this time.
Oiwa. I saw him tweeting on online being like, "Hello world, I'm Oiwa. I'm happy to meet you all," kind of thing, because now he's got all these followers and stuff like that. So, and
did you see? Did you see the video that he did? Because they do the videos before the TV title matches where they introduce themselves.
Oh yeah, where Zack like puts them out and like talks. Yeah, the TV stuff has been really fun.
It's been so good.
I wonder if down the line, I would love for like after these young lions have been on excursion and stuff, for this to all come back. You know what I mean? Like Zack brings them into his stable or whatever. They're just like his lads.
To Sabergoon?
Yeah, into Sabergoon. That would be sick. Like when he makes his big turn, they come back as boys or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that would be a long time in the future. But I like him building little minions. It's fun.
Right now at this point, Minoru Suzuki is probably closer to retirement than he is. He's got less matches in front of him than he does behind him.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Who's getting the nod?
It should be Zack.
It should be Zack, right?
Yeah.
Or Tai Chi.
I mean, or Tai Chi. It could go either way, but I personally think Zack would be a great choice. Yeah. But it's just like, it's just like, how many foreigners do you have leading stables in New Japan? That would be the only, I guess.
That's a thing.
Because
what about JY, someone unexpected, like pinch someone from outside of Suzuki-gun, like who like returning, like like a returning young lion or something.
Well,
You know, what
like
about Joe
Suji.
Suji?
Yeah, like if Suji
Yeah,
comes back, that could, you could do that really well. Like big, angry, long haired Yoda Suji is there in the ring or whatever, and Suzuki's there, and then he just essentially fucking gives everybody the nod, and just the entire, Suzuki-gun just beats down Suzuki and unceremoniously, throws him out, and he's just there with Zack and Tai Chi on either side of him, sort of thing, and just declares himself like the hungry new Suzuki, basically.
yeah, man, that'd be great.
Suji-gun
That'd be
works.
great. But that's how Suzuki-gun's handled business before, so I
Exactly.
wouldn't be afraid to see it happen
Yeah.
again.
Suji-gun works. It's even sort of the same kind of sound that you wouldn't need to change the towels too much, though you'd have to start selling them on New Japan World instead of just in Pile Driver. But
I'd start. I'd wear a couple of Suji-gun shirts.
yeah, see, we've got stuff to be found here. This is interesting. Okay,
like
and
it.
yeah, and obviously worth noting that Zack again defeating another former IWGP World Champion as well. He's beaten a few of them now. Beats them regularly, actually. So
Yeah.
I wonder
That's
if
what
we'll
he
ever see him get to that level. It would be really cool.
LFGZSJ. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. All right, next
Get
match.
that man a fucking belt.
They actually call this an incredible tag match, and it really was. I fucking loved this match. It was Master Wato and El Desperado versus Hiromu Takahashi versus Taiji Ishimori, but all also versing their own partners at the same time. The tag partners were decided like randomly beforehand, and they're like slapping each other in the face and like literally. This was chaos. This match was totally unhinged, and I fucking loved it. Like, I loved the entire thing.
So one of the things that used to annoy me when I used to watch American wrestling was the can they get along? You know, like
I love how they were like,
teams.
they're not even going to try and get along. Not for 1 second will they get along.
I just used to hate how much
Yeah.
that we would see that in American wrestling, where
Yeah.
they're just like, these two are feuding. Can we put them in a tag team together? What are they gonna do? What's gonna happen? Like, I hate that nonsense. But this was actually done. It's not done in New Japan very often, obviously, because everyone teams with their stablemates and stuff. So I kind of let this one go, and I had fun with it. I thought it was really, really good.
Man, like
Wato
right. Was looking good too, man. Like outside, fucking, I don't remember the exact course of events, but remember El Desperado wrongs him in some way, and he just turned around and full kicks him in the face, like over the railing, like.
Rafe's turned a corner.
Yeah. Oh, it was good, and I mean, physically he's changing, but like this is how you do Wato well. Like, don't put him out there to fail on his own. Put him in the mix with these guys, fast moves, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they really looked after him here. The other guys brought out the best of him. And then in the end, like, it's just, like, absolute fucking chaos. And at the end, like, Taiji Ishimori doesn't even care, like, who won. He's just like, everybody's been fucked over. I'm the least injured, and that's best case scenario leading into Wrestle Kingdom. Like, that's all he wanted from it. And so, yeah, I thought it was really good, and I enjoyed personality from everybody in this match. It was heaps of fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
You enjoyed personality in a match that included
Taiji Ishimori, Master Wato.
Taiji Ishimori and Master Wato.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I felt like they grew everybody in this. I feel like there was no losers. I feel like it was really good.
Oh, thumbs high. Look at you
Thumbs
growing
high.
as a person.
Thumbs high. Exactly. Okay,
Thumbs
moving
high.
on from
Shorts.
that. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. That was a shorts match. We always forget our rating system, but shorts is good, pounds is bad.
Our rating system.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's good.
Fuck our rating system and fuck us. All right. On to the next one. Special.
Fuck this podcast. I quit.
Yeah, exactly. You know who I don't want to hang out with anymore? Me. I'm out. So, special tag match. Tama Tonga and Kazuchika Okada versus the Bullet Club, Kenta and Jay White. Tama getting the win here with the gun stun. What do you think of this one?
I had fun with it. I always love to see Kenta in these big situations. I am a Kenta fanboy through and through. I don't give a shit if he can't do the things he did in 2010. I love Kenta. He's got the most personality in the fucking world. And I will always love to see, like, between Kenta and Jay White, that was like the heeliest fucking tag team,
Yeah.
like, of the century. Like, that was amazing. So good. So good. Yeah, the match was fun. A bit predictable at times. Um, I don't know. It was good.
It was
Like, it
actually,
wasn't,
like, if I had to rate all of the matches on here, with the exception of maybe Hikuleo and Takahashi, but it doesn't even really count, it was probably like my least favorite match on the show. Not because it was bad, but just there was so much going on in a lot of the other matches, you know? And like you said,
yeah.
this one was a bit predictable in a sense. And really, there was no stakes in any way. Like, nothing's going to change. Okada's going to verse Jay White thing. Neither of them are going to be involved in the pinfall, so it's just which way's the other thing going to go, you know?
Tama's already beaten, or Jay White's already beaten Tama Tonga,
Yeah.
so there's no real energy there anymore.
Yeah, and you can't have Tama like pick up a win over Jay White because then it puts a question mark next to Okada and all that kind of stuff. So it really left either, Kenta to beat Tama or Tama to beat Kenta. And where...
It's a match that should have happened a month ago.
Yeah,
really.
Exactly.
Like before Tama Tonga had his challenge.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't even think you needed to have it on the show. You just left it off. Give them all a break and it would make no difference to anybody, which I think would be totally fine.
Yeah, probably. You got to remember it's a show that's headlined by the US belt.
Yeah.
And like, you know, where you can get away with that in some of the smaller venues, maybe you couldn't get away with that on like one of their bigger shows.
They're just trying to put all the names on there, make sure, you know, they can advertise the world champions going to be there. All that stuff. I get it. But I guess last thing would be like, where do we think Tama's going? What's he doing? What's Kenta doing? What's Tama doing? Where are they going? I mean, Kenta obviously went to Tamashi and has been in Australia, but has gone back. But what you doing, Tama? You're kind of a little bit directionless now, I guess.
Yeah. That's the thing is like he's had this big face turn, which has gone really well. Mm-hmm. He had a great G1. Mm-hmm. He had a really good match with Jay White. Mm-hmm. Cool. Where to next? He's not gonna win the world title, unfortunately. You know, I would say maybe he could go into a match for the Intercontinental it
doesn't exist. It's obviously going to be never. Like, it's got to be to do with Hikuleo and Carl Anderson. Have they announced if Hikuleo is going to get his match with Anderson at Wrestle Kingdom, or that they just haven't said anything?
No,
because that's not a draw
yet.
So the way I see it is somewhere between now and then, some fuckery happens. Something happens to Hikuleo and Tama steps in, and then like I feel like it's got to be Tama and Anderson at the Dome. I feel like that seems like the only place you could put him. Otherwise, he's in the fucking Rambo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't need to be in the Rambo. He's, you know, they're trying to build him into a new, you know, hot baby face.
Him winning a title.
I feel like they're fucking over Hikuleo in that way.
Yeah, like, but I mean, he's new. He's a baby. He's still got a long way to go. Let's face it. He's doing good things and stuff, but like, even in the squash match and even in the things like that, he's still learning. He's still green, and it's very clear, you know? So I don't think we need to be putting the Never title on Hikuleo. Like, it's fine.
Like the Never title's got any sort of fucking, you know, legacy that it's got to be upheld or anything like that.
True,
come on, man.
True. But I mean, in what world is? Fuck. Maybe it is Hikuleo and Carl Anderson, and nobody cares, and like Tama's just side of ring, and he makes it happen, and something like that. I don't know. Anyway, this is way too much Never talk. Moving on. IWGP Tag Team Championship match we talked about.
I wish we had the Never title back to prominence, man. Yeah. I really fucking do.
I wish they would.
The Shibata belt, that used to be my fucking shit.
Oh, no. Now he's getting hot over it.
I know I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
No.
But Jesus,
he's fucking pissed off about it. I can see his face. He looks real mad. I wish they would do it like a legit open weight division. It says it on the fucking belt. You know what I mean? And it would be dope to have like fucking Tama wins it and he's defending against Robbie Eagles. You know what I mean? Like fucking, you know, he's defending against Great O'Khan. Great O'Khan is fucking fighting Hiromu for it. You know what I mean? Like use it as that opportunity to to do something cool and different and to
bringing
break up the
bringing
divisions.
wrestlers from around the world. Remember when Shibata had that shit and he defended it against both members of Red Dragon back to back?
Yeah,
That shit
exactly.
was bad, dude.
That'd be cool.
That
That'd be
shit
awesome.
was bad.
Individual matches against FTR, fucking, bring in
There you go.
fucking whoever, Chris Bay, fucking Austin, just let's go.
Anybody.
Anybody.
That would be the fucking shit.
Yeah.
I just everyone's like, oh, they've got too many belts in New Japan. It's like, well, yeah, but fucking, what are you gonna do with them?
Yeah.
What's going on with them right now?
Do something with it. Use the never open the trios belts and use this belt to do fucking off the wall shit. The King of Pro Wrestling fucking trophy base that now gets carried around shouldn't even exist. And that, whatever that space is where they're doing weird stuff, should be what the open weight title is. Should be what the never title is. Because it's like
Absolutely.
just fucking whatever's happening.
That should be where when you bring in a foreigner or something like that, they should be going for that belt.
Put it on fucking Kushida and have him fucking wrestling heavyweights and stuff. Give him something to do, like
there you go. That'd be fucking killer. Like, god damn it.
We're getting pissed off now. We're getting hot. Do something with it. Do something. All right. We talked about that one, but everything we need to say about FTR, etc. And then we come to the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match. Tetsuya Naito versus the champion, Will Ospreay. These two are great together. We sort of knew that from the brief interactions they had. And this was a great match. I loved the dual roll-ins, looking at each other, some great personality. The fucking Stormbreaker reversal into a Destino and shit, it was crazy.
I was mad, dude. It was off the chain.
Yeah, it was dope, man. I really enjoyed this match. I thought they were really good together. And I mean, it's a shame. It's like, what's Naito sort of doing now? But yeah, it just shows that he can fucking kill it still. Absolutely.
And that is the question of like, what is Naito doing now? They've got this thing that they're kind of working of like Naito's only his only recourse now is to go through World Tag League and try and win the tag team titles.
He's not doing that.
Is that what he's doing?
I mean, he's in it, but he's not doing that. He's not going to win World Tag.
You don't think so?
I can't tell you what I would do if fucking Sonata and Naito win World Tag League.
This might be the best time for us to go ahead and start breaking down our best case, worst case.
No, we can't. Not just yet. We're going to.
Okay.
But we need to quickly talk about the ending of this match. So, a couple of cool character moments. Obviously, Will staring into the camera and just going, I'm so fucking good, was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And you know what? He fucking is. Say what you want about him in real life and stuff like that. He elevates everybody who's in the ring with. Nobody's working his schedule. It's really impressive what he does. And then, his crew
real quick,
coming
Wrestler of the Year? Wrestler of the Year, hands down?
Oh, yeah, you'd have to say so. And then, obviously, it was interesting that while he was there, he had Aussie Open and Gideon Gray with him, but nobody else, at least at first. Just an idea. Are we looking at what is potentially the future elite of United Empire? You know what I mean? You know how they like to sort of repeat things. History repeats itself. Just worth thinking about when battle lines are drawn and the faction's getting real big. The other thing is that, you also see sort of moments of face Ospreay within there. He's kind of ordering them about and things like that. And you see these kind of moments. If the United Empire were to turn on Ospreay at some point, Okan would clearly be the instigator, right? He would clearly be the correct leader of that.
Definitely the shoot coolest one there.
Yeah.
When they do those videos of people, they're all walking down the street in their suits and they're all smoking cigarettes and looking badass and stuff like that. Okan's the one who looks legitimately like the baddest ass motherfucker there. And I think that's probably because he might actually be.
Just because he is what it, or at least he's carefully constructed that, that persona.
Well, I mean, like legit shooter and shit like that, Great Okan. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm really not even looking forward to that right now.
No.
I'm enjoying where this is going,
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
I'm
I'm
having
talking
fun
far
watching
in the
it.
future. I just love to speculate. But yeah, let's enjoy the ride because I think they're still building what is a really cool faction. And then the last thing to talk
Definitely.
about, obviously the confetti shoots up, everybody's fucking crowns up, all good, goes dark. I think about closing my laptop and then I'm like, I wonder if I hang around because he's asked for a challenger and New Japan likes to wait until you think it's over. And then sure enough, the screen turns on and we see the debut of the returning Roughneck Shota Umino. Exactly. What do you think
Shooter.
of the change of nickname? What do you think of Roughneck?
Um, Roughneck is like I don't really get it. Whatever.
Mm,
It's I mean it's a word. You know,
yeah.
like he'll make the name.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
I would say his
to me,
mannerisms weren't incredibly roughnecky because he was very polite when he's come down. He's like, "May I get in the ring? May I get in the ring?" Like, very polite to everybody. They got not really a roughneck move. A roughneck could just fucking slide straight in, right? But I thought
yeah.
that was very sweet, and I thought his movements and stuff looked awesome. I thought it made him look really cool. Like I think the crowd loved it. For sure, he was getting his Moxley kind of swagger on a little bit, like he had the fucking shoulders going, and yeah, he's definitely referencing his mentor.
So they've got a match between here and Wrestle Kingdom
Mhm.
for Shooter, and I believe it's a historic X over.
It is at X over, yeah.
Uh, X over, and we're having Shooter versus Osprey for the second time in 2 months, which is fine.
Mhm.
But are we leading to Osprey versus Mox at Mania
I
or
think
Mania at fucking Wrestle Kingdom?
at Media Brother. I
At
think
Mania, brother!
we are leading to that.
At All Out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you think so?
I think that's where it's going. I think it's Moxley and Osprey seems like the likely choice, right?
It definitely. I mean,
They may have
it's
been
the
leaning
likely choice.
towards
It's probably
Kenny,
not the
but
best
then
choice,
with
but
all the I think it was heading towards Kenny, but then I think with all the drama and everything that happened, they weren't able to pick up any steam on TV with Kenny, and obviously AEW are going to want to do any big Kenny return matches on AEW first before they loan him out to anybody. So I would be thinking, yeah, they'll do Mox and they'll have that whole Shooter Mox United Empire kind of thing play out, and then I guess we'll get to Kenny when we get to him.
I mean, does this mean that Mox is going to lose the AEW title between here and there, or is Mox going to beat Will again, like in front of a giant crowd?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, Mox could very well lose the title between now and then because he versus MJF like this weekend. So
oh, okay.
he could 100% lose it between now and then. Especially the way
Second time or third time he's lost it in like
yeah, exactly.
the
He
last
wasn't even supposed
year.
to be the champion. He's in CM Punk's place at the moment, but you know what I mean. So I think there's a very real chance that could happen. And even if it didn't, there's no reason why he wouldn't. They'd go title for title, and he could hold the US title again. Like you could do that. Like he's as much a New Japan guy as he is, whatever. But I think probably you could see him lose it and then turn up and then fight Osprey for the United at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm into it. I mean, like it's gonna be great. It was great the first time we saw it. I think there's really no reason why we wouldn't be excited to have that at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, no, not at all. I
Um,
think it'd be rad. And I think both guys are in very different places now as well. So it'd be interesting to,
yeah, that was what like 10 months ago or something like that was
Mhm.
when we had it the first time. So
Exactly.
and it would be the first time that we have like a singles match between two legit wrestler of the year contenders,
Yeah, yeah,
which would be pretty
exactly.
cool.
And you're also talking about the dynamics of like all of United Empire there. Shooter's now like a fully formed wrestler, all these kind of things. So there's a lot that can be done. Um, we'll briefly touch on historic crossover, but there's a couple of problematic things with this. A, we know nothing about it. We're not Stardom experts, so I really want to watch it before I kind of give my thoughts on it. And the second is, it's another one of these paid paid things on New Japan World, which I'm still just really not about. I thought
Yeah.
I think I've paid a subscription fee for a very long time, and when they do these sort of extra buy shows, like I would have watched that Rumble on 44th Street or whatever the Strong show was, but it was like $30 Australian or whatever. And from what I have heard, the production value and stuff isn't even that good. All these kind of things, and it's like that just leaves a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm like, well, I'll just wait for it to be free or just not watch it. Like, is sort of how I've been. And so this is an extra one. I actually don't. Since it is Stardom, I have less of a problem paying for this than I do the others because it is sort of a separate thing, and that's fair enough. But yeah, I will probably wait on this one and then talk about it after we've seen it. How are you feeling about it?
I'm 100% tapped out after my trip. Like,
Monthly.
I don't know, monetarily. Like, I don't have an extra $20 to throw to watch a show for a company I already pay a fucking subscription fee for.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it just seems like they're doing it to spite us now.
Well, as I said, on this one less so because it's also a Stardom thing. So fair enough, it's a special event. It's a crossover between two companies. Both companies got to wet their beaks, so to speak. So fair enough. That said, though, they do both come under the same banner, right? Like TV Asahi or whatever, Bushiroad. Yeah. So I mean, they could work it out. I do think that the card
for
looks
the longest
fun.
time. I used to pay for both.
Oh, you have?
I used to pay for Stardoms.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You're gonna be able to teach me stuff about it.
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't really when Hana Kimura passed away. I kind of lost interest in Stardom, and I let go of it. But I just I can't. I already pay you.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop. You can't get blood from a stone, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I can just not, and that's also totally fine. I will say though that just running through it, I'm not going to run through the whole thing. As I said, we'll review it after we've had a chance to watch it. I do think that it's really cool that it's headlined by the IWGP Women's Championship match. I think that's really cool.
I mean, yeah, Mayu Iwatani and Kairi are fucking amazing. They're both like legit aces anywhere in the world. So it's going to be a great match either way. And they're going to put on a fucking show. Like, Mayu Iwatani don't fucking miss, dude. She's so good.
Yeah.
And like Kairi is someone who can really tell a story in the ring. Like, she's one of those people that when you watch her, you root for her no matter what. She's great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm really excited. I think
Kairi is obviously match. Kairi Sane, right? Like, who used to be on NXT.
Sane.
Yeah. Used to love her in NXT. Her elbow drop is fucking crazy. I think that'll be really cool. I'm definitely into the show. I'm just not going to be paying money in advance for it, and I'll just wait it out.
Nope.
And see it. Obviously, as well, before we do our final rundown and stuff, New Japan Tamashii has happened in Australia. They haven't put those shows up yet, but when they do, we're going to be talking all about them with the lads from the Super J Cast. Very excited to catch up with Damon and Joel and run them down. So keep an eye out for those shows, as they're going to be super fun too, because I think they're
our pod fathers.
Yeah, exactly, our pod fathers. So we're really into that. All right, with that said, let's break down the fucking World Tag League, boy.
All right, I got the World Tag League. You'd handle the Super Junior lineup, okay?
Gotcha. No worries.
Here we go. Full lineup. Bishamon, Goto and Yoshihashi.
Bishamon.
House of Torture, Evil and Yujiro. LIJ represented by Naito and Sonata. United Empire represented by Hanare and Great Khan. The Bebop Tag Team, Yano and Tanahashi. Aussie Open. Suzuki Gun with Lance Archer and Minoru Suzuki. Bullet Club represented by Fale and Chase Owens. TMDK, Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols. Hell yes.
Oh, yep.
And this one I'm really excited about. Gabe Kidd and Alex Coughlin. That's a fucking tasty lineup, dude. I'm cool. So excited for that.
It's cool. Well, we'll briefly touch on each one, hey? So who you got first? And we'll quickly talk about each of them and our hopes for them.
Bishamon.
Bishamon.
Fisherman. Fisherman.
I don't think we're going to see them be a 2-time World Tag League winner, but they are always good together. So I think we can expect good matches from the dudes in Bishamon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what they can do against like Aussie Open, what they could do against TMDK.
Yeah,
I'm gonna see what they're. I'm excited to see what they let the newly repackaged Young Lions get away with.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
And I think that's the case with any of those more established teams. The most interesting part will be seeing them like against new foes.
Definitely. Next up, Evil and Yujiro.
Cool. Next team after that.
Next team after that. I would like to see I think Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols versus Evil and Yujiro is probably going to be pretty fucking
Evil
wild.
And Huge will be fun, man. Like it's fine. There'll be the night off. There'll be bullshit. They'll probably pick up a lot of wins. To be fair, there'll be a lot of fucking bullshit going on. So.
And a lot of these shows are going to be cheering shows, so we can actually watch them the way they're meant to be watched.
Yeah, exactly. And and then TMDK, that's fucking huge. Like not only seeing a Perth tag team in this, but I mean these guys were Noah tag champs, NXT tag champs. You know what I mean? They're two of the best in the world. I just watched Mikey Nichols win the Southern Territory Wrestling. The Ambition World Title at Southern Territory Wrestling against Adam Brooks and Slex this weekend. Just been in person. So yeah, he's looking in fine form. He's still holding babies, but he put the baby down long enough to come in and
to kick a little
win some shit. Yeah, exactly. He's awesome. Looking in awesome form. So I think we're going to see some great shit seeing those two reunited.
I'm so excited for this. Now
them versus Aussie Open, get fucked.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Hell yes.
Them versus Suzuki Gun. Actually, them versus everybody. I just can't wait to see them just run roughshod on this tournament. It's gonna be sick.
It's going to be great. Now, can we talk for a second, since we're on the TMDK train here? Jonah, according to Stinky Uncle Dave Meltzer, officially does have an offer in from WWE.
Really?
Yeah. Dave Meltzer just said here, like I've got it written right here. Jonah certainly has an offer from WWE. Oh, let me do it like Dave Meltzer.
Okay.
Jonah certainly has an offer from WWE, and he's got to make a decision. It'll either be New Japan or WWE. That's Dave Meltzer, kind of.
What an insight.
What an insight. So, I mean, the dude's on a tear, right? But like, he's got so much momentum in New Japan. Like, he'd be stupid to go to WWE right now, right?
I mean, we talked about this before. Are you ever stupid when they back a truck full of money into your driveway and just empty your fucking... You know what they do? They give you so much money that you can fill a pool with it, and they install the pool for you. He's like, cool, so back up the truck with the pool, put that in the front yard, and then fill that pool with money. Like, so that's the hard thing, right? Because you can also, if you believe in yourself and you trust the momentum you're getting and you trust New Japan, there's a chance you could put yourself in an even better position for a deal with WWE down the line. And also, like this is the company that dropped you when everything went to shit. And so it's like New Japan are known to be a loyal company. Do I back them in? Do I forge forward? I tell them that I'm with them. They see that, go through maybe a world title run, then maybe WWE or something down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And maybe now that it's Triple H in charge, you can look at him and say, like, dude, I've already, I am not under contract with them, but I have committed to this storyline. Let me run the storyline out, and then I'll come back.
There's a very real chance that could happen, because apparently Jonah has a very good working relationship with Triple H, with Shawn Michaels. They were his coaches and things like that. He could be like, I want to be with you guys, but let's talk in a year, kind of thing. Let me see this through, and I will come to you more valuable than I was, now. But guaranteed money is guaranteed money,
Guaranteed
and
money's guaranteed
has a
money.
wife and he lives in the States and has bills and all those kind of things. And they could go, what if we gave you $1 bazillion for 5 years? And you're like, cool, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah. So we
Hey,
will
do
see.
you want to?
We'll see.
You want to have a match against Roman Reigns? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Whatever happens, I hope he does whatever is best for him. He's opened a lot of doors, even if Jonah leaves because it's what's best for him. He has opened the door for TMDK into New Japan in a big way, and he needs to be commended for that because I don't think you'd be seeing Mikey and Shane in this tag league if he hadn't done what he'd done.
And look at what being associated with him has done for Bad Dude Tito.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And that's the other thing. He could continue to forge that path for more Australians and things like that if he stays in New Japan. And that may be weighing on his mind too. He might be like, I can improve everything for everybody if I see this through. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Exactly. I personally hope he does, but I would hold no ill will to anybody for taking care of themselves,
So let's move on to LIJ, Naito, and Sonata. Now, you are not interested in seeing Naito and Sonata win this.
No.
Kind of am.
Remember when I was like Sonata's biggest fan for like a week? Like
I do. I remember that.
Yeah. That's worn off. Is how I'm currently feeling about it.
I thought Sonata's had a pretty good run lately.
He has had a pretty good run, but there's a stigma to him that I can just never fully let go. You know what I mean? And so I expect the worst. You know what? I'm open to them proving me wrong. I want good things for Naito, so I'm open to be proven wrong and being like, you know what? They are a great tag team together.
They are former tag team champions.
Exactly. We'll go into worst case and start best case later. If Naito isn't in a major tag team match at Wrestle Kingdom, what do you do with him at Wrestle Kingdom? It's a special singles match versus like a AEW guy or something, right? Like you've got to...
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
For years, I thought the move was Naito versus Punk, but obviously that's off the table.
I mean, is it? He doesn't work for AEW. He's available. His calendar's wide open.
Do you think CM Punk should would be able to hang in a New Japan ring? Because I fucking don't.
Nah. But, it's a spectacle. Whatever. I don't care about him. Anyway, I hope for good things for him. Next team.
Could run it back Naito versus Jericho for the ROH title.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate
it. I like it.
I feel like...
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
It's Jericho with the ROH belt. It's pretty fucking good, man. Like,
yeah, I like
from
the
what
show.
I'm hearing, everybody's loving it.
Yeah, I like Jericho all the time. Like, some people are like, get sick of his shtick. I don't. I like him. But yeah, Jericho coming back is a very real thing. I don't know if you do Naito because like they did it right. Like, so if you were going to put Jericho with anybody on the roster, who would you go?
Ooh, Jericho versus Taichi has something for me. I think.
That's interesting.
Jericho versus, they've already done Ace. They've already done Okada. They've already done
Evil.
Evil. They've already done Naito. Man, the person who popped right into my head was Taichi. So
It'd be
I'm going to go with that.
Spot for him. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I think the pageantry would be off the fucking chain there.
Yeah. That
sounds good.
Cool. Yeah, we want to get there.
That's when Taichi comes out with his all white.
Yeah. How good if Jericho did a tearaway pant as well?
Ooh.
All right, next team.
I got in my Taichi dressing all in white on white garb.
Yeah,
check that box if you're drinking.
So bad, yeah.
If you're playing the Okada Shorts drinking game, bottoms up, everybody.
Every time Curtis talks about a white on white Taichi setup, drink. He wants it. Opulence. Every time we say opulence. Yeah.
Opulence. Aaron Henare and Grado Khan.
Okay.
How do you feel about that one?
I'm into it. I'm into that as another team. I would have thought I still have really wanted to see Cobb and Henare as a team. Not just because they're both big island gentlemen, but because they like their move sets, I think are really hard hitting, and they would just be like a brutal team. But I like Okan and Hanare, and I think it's another opportunity to elevate Hanare. And I think if they're creative, you could see some fun move combinations, like what we were talking about. Did we speculate Osprey and Hanare as a team in World Tag League? But I think you could do some really cool combo moves and stuff like that with both of those guys as well.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, I think Hanare and Cobb would be the fucking move, right? Like, just like watching Hanare like pound you into the fucking dirt, and then Jeff Cobb picks you up and throws you into the fucking roof.
Yeah, they're
like,
just both such big monsters. Like, I think it would be awesome. That said, though, and I said this on Instagram when I posted about this team, nobody is ready for the level of testosterone in this team, eh? Like, nobody is ready. This is the most potent team. Like, people are getting pregnant in the stands as these two walk through away.
Oh, but not
the amount of children
their semen.
The amount of children born in 9 months from every match they have will be.
Oh man,
it's gonna be a busy time of year, eh?
So man, everybody's got. We're not allowed to say that the people get. We have to say that we get wet for the wrestlers, right? We can't say. We're not allowed to say.
Look, I'll just say it will be unseasonably wet in all of the locations where this team.
Is it the rainy season in Japan? No, that's just the United Empire.
Yeah, November rain, literally. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly. Pregnancy, the team. Yeah.
All right. Next up is the Bebop tag team, Toriano and Hiroshi Tanahashi. So Tanahashi getting to be on the night off tag team, which is going to be a good way for him to rest up for Wrestle Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
What's he going to do Wrestle Kingdom way?
That's an interesting thought as well. I'm happy he's with Yano again because I like it when they dress up as the Bebop team. It's fun. And yeah, if he's going to have a big spot at Wrestle Kingdom, he's going to probably start putting in that work now to, build himself back up to the kind of form that can come off a ladder and fucking kill Kenta. I wonder... See, a lot of the pieces are still in the air for where we're going for Wrestle Kingdom this year, hey?
There's only 3 matches announced for Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, both of the TV matches and Okada and Jay.
No, there's only 1 TV match left.
Oh, yeah, there's only
Saber
one.
And... Yeah.
Then what's the other one?
Saber and Renren. The 4-way for the junior title.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm pumped on
that's
that.
It.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah, okay.
We can pencil in Osprey and Mox. What else?
Okay, let's lightly penciled in Osprey and Mox. Maybe lightly pencil in some kind of bullshit with Carl Anderson and the Never Belt. I think we can probably
FTR and Aussie Open.
Well, FTR and whoever wins this, who we're kind of thinking will be Aussie Open. And it's only one night. Are people off this show?
It's only one night.
Does Tanahashi not make the cut?
I can't see where there would be a Tanahashi not making the cut at a Wrestle Kingdom. Maybe he's in a tag team match or a multi-man match, but he'll be on the show.
Be on there. Are we? When is Muda fighting Okan? Are we seeing that at the Dome, or are they doing their own?
That's at Historic X Over.
Oh, that's happening at X Over. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there's too much to speculate.
Not at the Dome like I want, you sons of bitches.
Interesting. Yeah, the card is it could fill up real quick when it's only one night, so got me thinking. We'll give it some more thought. Next team.
Aussie Open. Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher.
Like we said, they're maybe the best, if not one of the best tag teams in the world right now. I think they're going to win the whole thing, personally.
They fucking rule. Next up, Suzuki Gun, Lance Archer, and Minoru Suzuki. This is going to be one that's going to rack up some fucking wins.
Yeah, and I'm also so fucking pumped to see them back. I can't wait to see them interacting with Suzuki-gun again. They've been without them for so long, and seeing the whole of Suzuki-gun back together again will be sick.
It is really cool seeing all the people coming back in time for Wrestle Kingdom. Like, finally, like, you've got all of United Empire together on one show. You've got, the boss and the well, I guess what Lance would be, what, the enforcer.
Yeah,
he was the enforcer for a long time of Suzuki-gun.
Absolutely.
Like, coming back together to.
I mean, they're the
Sabre.
big, serious, intimidating part of Suzuki-gun. Suzuki-gun have become quite friendly since they've been gone, but then now the meanies come back. So it'll be interesting to see.
I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
I got no problem with it. So yeah, I think we'll see them pick up a lot of wins.
Next up, we got Bullet Club, Fale, and Chase Owens, the General's Jewels.
That's correct.
One-time IWGP Tag Team Champions.
Correct. Cup of coffee with that belt. Cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Is it their time?
Little congratulations for Chase Owens. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't want to say yes, but like those belts coming off of FTR to go on to Fale and Owens would be like, who would see that coming?
Yeah.
Nobody.
It does seem an unlikely course of action. I think you'll see some wins by these guys. Also, I did see on social media that our boy Chase has hired like a full nutritionist, like fitness bodybuilding style coach. So, and was talking about hitting goals and stuff. So we might see some actual like real big changes coming for Chase Owens physically. If he sees that through, I mean, now's the time, right? He's entrenched in New Japan. They're very loyal to him. He can wrestle and can wrestle very well.
Much.
And the stuff he was doing recently, in the tournaments and the kind of heel stuff and that, he was onto something. I think the physical aspect is the piece of his puzzle that he's missing. And if he can fix that in, if he can do a Finlay-like transformation or better, you know what I mean? You could see him doing bigger things in New Japan for sure.
There was a match of his on Strong. Him and Finlay had a throwdown on Strong a while ago that was just so fucking good.
Yeah.
It was when Finn Juice was still around, and I think it might have been during the Strong title tournament, but it was so damn good. And I would love to see that from Chase more often. He brings something very different to New Japan. It would be cool to see.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see him be able to take advantage of what they're giving him.
Yeah.
And
it just goes for everybody in New Japan, right? Like sometimes the people are presented a certain way or they don't get the opportunity to shine and they're just in tags and you'll kind of get that bit of a label where you're like, oh, I'm not really pumped on this match. He never really does anything. But all these guys can go. You know what I mean? They just need the opportunity. And if he's stepping outside of what he normally does to improve and do more, then that will have repercussions, on his career. And I think it will be a very good thing.
And so we've already talked a little bit about TMDK, and the final contestants, Gabe Kidd and Alex Coughlin. Oh, did you just hear my voice pick up when I said that? I'm so amped, dude. Yeah.
This was a team I affectionately dubbed Finally Kid Android. So a reference to Finally Kid Mo. And I'm pumped to see it, dude. I'm glad to see Kid back. I thought he was on a tear. Obviously, he got waylaid with what he got waylaid with, but I'm glad that we've actually seen him come back to New Japan, and I'm very excited to see the start of Coughlin's, New Japan run, which is going to be really cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so amped on that pairing just because they're two new kids. Well, two young lions who've just recently been repackaged.
Yeah.
And I want to see them make some fucking noise, man. I know they probably won't get a lot of wins. They're probably there to take a lot of losses. But you know what? They're going to make some fucking noise.
Yeah.
I wonder if that Android gimmick is going to be able to get over with the Japanese fans. What do you think?
There's a very real chance it will get over with the Japanese fans. I think they'll love it.
Yeah, dude.
I think they'll love it. They'll fucking bring on the Android. And do you reckon he's bringing the armor? You reckon he's doing the full...
I hope so.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
Finish him.
Let's do it. All right. So
Bingo.
let's
Best case scenario, worst case.
yeah. Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Best case, worst case. Okay, for me, my best case is everybody's best case, which is Aussie Open. I think that leads to the best case scenario for the best match. Aussie Open versus FTR. That's the fucking match for me. If it's not Aussie Open, I think it's got to be TMDK for me. Like that would be sick to
TMDK versus FTR would be so bad. All the letters. Yeah. TMDK versus FTR for the IWGP TTT.
Yeah, exactly. Let's fucking go. So if we're not doing Spelling Bee the match, we're doing fucking Aussie Open. Either way, it's two Aussies versus FTR, and I fucking love it. So yeah, that's my best case for sure.
I'm gonna disagree with you, and I'm gonna say that other than Aussie Open, the best case scenario might be LIJ.
Really?
Sonata's really good in tag team matches for a long time. It was him and Evil in tag team matches, and they were great.
Were they?
Naito needs a spot at Wrestle Kingdom, and I think him in a big, match with FTR would be a really good one.
Naito does bring out the best in Sonata too. He brings out more personality out of him and stuff like that. And I would not hate LIJ versus FTR either. I think Naito, and Dax and Naito and Ket, I think the interactions would all be really cool. I think that would be a great match. I wouldn't be mad about it.
Definitely.
Let's
talk about who our worst case scenarios would be.
Worst case scenarios. House of Torture ain't looking too good for me. Got to say that's probably my worst. But even they've been fun. They've even been fun.
They would be fun, especially if Wrestle Kingdom is cheering.
Yeah, Bishamon's the worst case scenario.
Bishamon versus FTR would probably be a fine match.
You know what? It'd be a good match, but it would be boring. Not even the match would be boring. Just the idea of it's boring because Goto and Yoshihashi are boring.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And you know what? Blandness is worse than fuckery and cheating. At least if it was House of Torture, you'd have fucking Show running in and you'd have Togo there and there'd be bullshit and FTR would be beating them all and it would be fun. But yeah, I think.
Oh, giving Dick Togo the big rig.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think the worst case scenario, Bishamon or no, I think that's it. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think maybe Bebop tag team because I don't want to see Tanahashi in that spot.
Yeah.
Not with Yano.
Yeah.
I loved the idea of Golden Aces.
Yeah, had they done Tama, that would have been fucking dope. But they obviously.
What do we call them?
Hey?
Aces of Destiny.
Aces of Destiny was what we called it, and that would be a future team that you'd want them to win it, so that's probably why it's not in there, That's if
we got to deal with Carl Anderson some more.
Yeah, exactly right. We'll get through.
That might have been my best case scenario if that came up.
It was Aces of Destiny. That would have been fucking sick. All right, we're going to talk about the Super Junior tag. So
yes,
all right,
hit me.
Hit you with the teams, and then we'll run best case, worst case. So literally my dream team: Taco Bell Lindemann, Alex Zane, and El Lindemann. I'm fucking so pumped. They win the whole thing. That's all I care about.
Dude, fuck yes. How about that fucking tag team, Taco Bell Lindemann?
Yeah,
so good.
It's so
good.
Dude,
when they popped up, I was like, I gotta text Rafe right now. I gotta text Rafe right this fucking second.
I go to Amy's the queen of puns, and I go. Pulling back the curtain, she comes up with a lot of my shit, and I go, "What's an amazing pun for the Zayn and El Lindemann together?" She's like, "It's obviously Taco Bell Lindemann," and I'm like, "God damn, I love you," and that's how we're here. So, Taco Bell
this
Lindemann.
This is why I married you.
Yeah, it really is. So, even when I posted it, I even had another note underneath it that's like, "Does everybody understand how funny this is?" But yeah, no joke. Even without that name, they're maybe my two favorite juniors, with the exception of Robbie is right up there and Despy and Clark Constance. Actually, I love fucking all of them, but that team as a combination is just it for me. I'm so pumped.
Well, you're fucking super amped on El Lindemann all the time, and Alex Zane is your homeboy. That's peanut butter and chocolate, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I wouldn't say homeboy in that we've had some pleasant interactions. I met him in real life. He was really cool. But I hope to be future homeboys one day. That would be fun. But I've seen
Alex, if you
Lindemann.
want to come on the show and you want to be our 5th host, please come on the show for us.
Please do it.
I will buy you a Taco Bell gift card.
There you
Oh,
go.
there it was. I heard him say yes from miles
Exactly. It's
away.
like deal done. I've seen Lindemann live quite a few times, like with Strong Hearts and in DDT and different places and stuff as well. So yeah, I was a fan of him for a long time. So yeah, I'm super pumped on that one.
Do you know how much Taco Bell I ate while I was in the States?
All of it?
So fucking much.
Which is ridiculous because you used to work there. You think you would have been cured of it, but I guess not.
No, I hear that all the time. People are always like, oh, if you ever work at a place, you'll never want to eat there again. Bullshit. I'll eat fucking anything off the Taco Bell menu. There's not one thing on that menu I will not eat.
It's
right now.
We're going back to Japan in April, and we're going to Osaka, and we've got Taco Bell penciled in as the dinner there because we like to go to the Taco Bell in Osaka. It's like an upstairs one that
is there no
the market.
Taco Bells in Australia?
There is, but it's in Midland. I don't feel like getting stabbed. Sorry, Midland.
Called out. Called out. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Next
Taco
team.
Fest.
Next team, we've got Suzuki Gun. It's the drunk uncle and spooky dookie. Suzuki Gun. I enjoy these two together, and I think Kanemaru's going to help Doki to continue to develop, and I think they're going to be a super fun team.
How fucking grimy is this tag
That's
team?
as grimy as it gets. That's as grimy as it gets.
Yeah, it's there's gonna be so much fun watching that team. Like they're gonna do all the House of Torture shtick, but they're gonna do it the right way.
Yeah, enjoyably.
Great.
I keep dissing on House of Torture because it's programmed into me now, but they've actually been really good, so I have no issue with it.
Yeah, no, they've been really
yeah,
really
but
good.
they're going to be awesome. They're going to be as grimy as it comes. Speaking of, after that, we do have House of Torture with "I'll Take My Dick to Go," and I don't also see how Dick Togo, that's like a 60-year-old dude, is a Super Junior. But here we go. Nothing junior about him.
Is it Show?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't even talk about him. Yeah. So Show and Dick to Go. I'll take my dick to go.
We're getting to the silly point of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like it's funny because Dick Togo is actually a very good wrestler. It's you never really see him wrestle much anymore. Maybe it's because he is like 100.
I saw him elbow drop that table that time, and that told me all I needed to know. Gets bumped off the ropes and just drops into a full fucking elbow.
Go back and watch old Kaientai matches. Him and Takamichi Noku fucking throwing down and shit.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Yeah. You can find those on the network somewhere, I think.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll do a bit of research, or maybe I won't. Maybe this will tell me all I need to know now. So
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is a match or a team that's going to be racking up wins and not really working too hard, and they're going to be having fun. And I hope they get vanquished by Taco Bell Lindemann.
Oh, they're getting vanquished. Next up, speaking of vanquishers, not vanquish-ees, we've got the Mighty Flying Tigers, Robbie Eagles and Tiger Mask. Just two-time champions. Let's go. They could take this whole thing. That would be dope.
Yeah, dude, fucking it is really good to see Robbie like teaming with someone like Tiger Mask. And I know that there's probably a ton that he's, able to glean from their time together.
I love that they're back together again, that it wasn't a like limited run. They're like, no, we were successful. Let's do this again. I love that.
Yeah, let's fucking run it back. I would eventually like to see maybe Robbie pick up someone else from Chaos. I know Chaos and Hantai are kind of a thing, but it would be nice to see someone like Robbie pick up a junior from Chaos, like maybe Yo or something like that, or one of the young lions, and kind of drag them along.
What I would like to see is him grab Matt Diamond, who's his old tag team partner from, I believe it's Lightspeed Express, and bring him to New Japan. That would be sick. They were going to team together on the Tamashi shows, but then Jeff Cobb had to pull out and they reshuffled. So you do see Matt Diamond wrestle on those shows apparently, but it was originally going to be the Lightspeed Express together, but that didn't end up happening.
Look at Rafe, Australian wrestling powerhouse. Rafe.
Thanks, Jack Bonza and Robbie Eagles for educating me in the ways of PWA, which is good. I'm super pumped, and I now have Fight Plus as well. So I've been getting into the PWA back catalogue, rustling through it, having a look, getting amongst it. So yeah, I need to do my part to represent the Aussie pride. It's the only time I've ever cared about Australia is now.
What about during like soccer and stuff?
Oh no, don't care about that.
What about when? What about when?
The America's Cup. I got pretty pumped on that Untold documentary on Netflix about that one captain from Perth that won the America's Cup, the yacht race. The only person to ever beat America in 135 years. It's fucking killer.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
The America's Cup. It's like a yacht race.
Only cup I care about is the New Japan Cup.
Yeah, that's what's up. There we go. But put it back. Anyway, don't care about sports that much. All right. Anyway, come on the Mighty Flying Tigers. Fire merch as well. Love it. Next on is Kushida and is it Kevin Knight?
Kevin Knight, the young lion.
Yeah, Kevin Knight. I thought he was really cool. I'm not sure I particularly care about this team. I think Kevin Knight has a lot to show, but Kushida is so flat for me at the moment that I don't know. I'm gonna need to see something.
I really hope that Kushida is able to get it back. He hasn't wrestled in months. It would be really cool. Like Kevin Knight is got all the fucking upside in the world, man. The sky is the limit for Kevin Knight. So I'm really excited to see that, and teaming with a legend, I would say, like Kushida, a junior legend. Yeah, man. I'm jacked for it. Like I really hope that Kushida can get back up to speed really fast, because God knows if he's going to be feeling ragged.
Yep. No, I think I don't know. It's whenever these kind of pairings happen and they're just sort of dropped in together, it's always going to be interesting to see what happens. But maybe we see the start of something cool. A different kind of turn, or maybe Kevin Knight is the vehicle for Kushida to change his attitude. You know what I mean? Maybe he's unhappy with his partner, or you could just anything to make anything happen for him is what I would like to see.
Do something.
Just
like you're
do
that meme
anything. Do something.
Poking Kushida with a stick and be like, do something.
Yeah, do it. Now, at first, this next team, I thought they'd done my boy Clark dirty, but the more it marinates, the more excited I actually get about the wild hips, Clark Connor and Ryosuke Taguchi. I also think it would be great if Taguchi came out in the same gear as Clark Connors. They come out as wild safari men together. That would be pretty enjoyable, I think.
They, what were we calling them?
I was leaning towards the funky rhinos, but I like the wild
funky rhinos. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I don't know. I think you're more excited for it than I am.
Look, I'm making it work.
Kind of feel like Clark got done a little bit dirty. I wonder if maybe he's going to play the straight man for Taguchi, or is like Taguchi going to like have his influence rub off on Clark a little bit. I don't want to talk about Taguchi rubbing off anymore. Please stop me.
I would just love it if Taguchi kept his pants on for these matches. I think that would be,
good luck with that.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it's going to work out. But yeah, we'll see. We will see. I have faith in Clark, though. I feel like he's going to deliver. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, I'll be watching these with great aplomb because, as we all know, Ryosuke Taguchi, my wife's other favorite wrestler. She's my wife's favorite junior.
Look at this tag team. This could be a match made in heaven for you guys. You love Clark. She loves Taguchi. Maybe that's the symbiosis you need.
The synergy.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
Yeah. After that, we've got United Empire, who are the current champions. I don't think they're going to win. They are the champions. But I think they're going to be very dominant and then sort of get pipped to the post. It would be what I was thinking.
I had this vision in my head of me talking to my wife, darling, come with me and we'll watch the wild hips.
Yeah.
Come with me.
And she's like, it's too late at night. And you're like, no, I'm talking about
I have a headache.
Taguchi
No, no, no.
and Clark. Yeah, exactly. Talking about Taguchi and Clark Connors. Is there an opportunity? Now I see all these teams. It's a very competitive field, and the champions are in this. Is there an opportunity, the way the bracket is worked out, to end up with some kind of crazy draw scenario where we end up having like a 4-team scramble at Wrestle Kingdom to get more people on that show?
Oh, have we gone through all the teams so far?
Nope, we're still going.
Okay, okay. Because let's come back to that.
All right,
then we can see
we'll speculate.
What like 4 teams we would want to see in there.
These are best case, worst case questions. You're right. Next is Team Leo, which is Leo Rush and Yo. None of these are official.
What a strange pairing, eh?
Very weird. Very weird.
I mean, but whatever gets more like Leo Rush out there, like when he's not wrestling, it's a sad time. I like to see Leo Rush,
and he's frequently not wrestling. Hopefully he can he can string together some consistency here. I like seeing Leo Rush, but it gets frustrating because you kind of see him and you're like, let's go, let's see a bit of a run here, and then he just disappears. You know what I mean? Which is annoying. So if he could pick up some consistency in New Japan, I would love to see him be a part of the roster. If he's just here for a cup of coffee, I don't terribly care.
Yeah, and this match is this pairing is going to fight for a lot of my bandwidth because, like, man, I don't give half a shit about Yo. But I like Leo Rush.
Yeah. Maybe Leo could ride in one of Yo's many pockets. It's a throwback joke.
He's got him strapped to his back.
Yeah, it's a throwback joke. Yeah, exactly. All right. Then
like episode 2, man.
Yeah, I know. Then we've got the team of the LIJ Juniors, which is our boy Teets and Bushi. These guys could make a run at this tournament, bro. These guys could be a dark horse winner of this tournament here.
Putting my money on Teton, buddy.
On Teets.
On Teets.
Yeah.
Like that team, like, yeah, they did just lose to the tag team champions, but like I think that they've got so much potential and they've got so much that they are going to do in this world, a super junior tag team, the Sujus here. You're gonna see some fucking shit come from this tag team, buddy. I'm so excited, man. You know what? I love my Teton, but like, I'm so amped.
Yeah. This is what he's here for, though. This is what he's been brought for, to like team with Bushi and give them a junior tag and to elevate Bushi and to do all those things. So I think we could see some really cool stuff out of these guys. And then the last team is Baylet Club. It's Chris Bay. And it is Austin.
Ace Austin.
I was going to say Austin Aries, but that's an entirely different problem. But I'm ready to get finessed. Chris Bay, finally in Japan. I'm fucking pumped on it.
Oh, man. Why is it taking so long, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I love it. I love this tag team. This tag team is going to be the shit. It's going to be so good.
There's so many fucking dope teams in here. All right, so best case, worst case then. So best case teams, there's many. So I'm going to say my best case is some kind of tie where we just have a big multi-man. And I would be saying Taco Bell Lindemann versus United Empire versus Baylet Club versus LIJ. Oh, I don't want to leave Robbie out. But I don't think Tiger Mask fits in the pace of that kind of match.
It's tough, right? This is I'm so amped for Super Junior Tag League right now.
So many good
so
teams.
Much more than World Tag League.
Potential win, like just this. Okay, people who could potentially win realistically. Taco Bell Lindemann could win. Suzuki Gun could win. Flying Tigers could win. United Empire could win. Yeah, LIJ could win. Bullet Club could win. Funky Rhinos. I mean, the Wild Hips could win, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Leo could win. House of everybody, except for maybe Kushida and Kevin Knight, I would say probably are out of it. But any of the others could be potential winners.
Yeah, like, and the only reason that they're out of it is because Kevin Knight's still technically a young lion right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, there's that entire field is so wide open and there's so much talent. Like people are sleeping on this Super Junior Tag League, dude. It's going to be the shit. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be dope, eh? All right, so if we just had to do the results of this, who do you think wins the Super Junior Tag League? Who do you think are the winners at the end? Go pick one team.
One team. Flying Tigers.
That's your best case is Flying Tigers, or you think they will win?
That's if I have to pick one team, I would probably pick Flying Tigers. And it sucks because I want to count on Teton doing something special. I want Bullet Club to do something special. Like Ace Austin and Chris Bay are both fucking off the chart good. Man, like, but if I'm thinking about like what would be the best matchup, a fresh matchup for Wrestle Kingdom with one competitor, or I'm sorry, one tag team each, it's going to be Empire versus Flying Tigers. Like, I think that would be a fucking great match.
It would be. It'd be really cool. It'd be really
and I think
cool.
you could probably. God damn it! God damn it! Well, this is so wide open.
I know.
I don't really think there's a. Yeah. There's not a worst case scenario here.
No. No, Kushida's the worst case scenario, but like we said, we're not in it. I would say
I don't think he is. Kushida's a fucking badass.
Yeah. Like, and Kevin Knight's a badass too. I'm not pumped on him right now. That's the only thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so that's your best case. My best case is Taco Bell Lindemann, but them debuting like as Strong Hearts. So then, come Wrestle Kingdom, that's the bill, right? It's Strong Hearts versus United Empire, and Zayn is a Strong Heart along with El Lindemann and Shima and all the boys.
You talked me into it.
T-Hawk.
You talked me into that.
Awesome. You're so easily swayed every time I start these arguments. Imagine Strong Hearts, though. But then also Robbie joins also.
And Alex Zane joins them. And fucking... Dude, having like Strong Hearts be like a TMDK style faction in New Japan would be the shit. It would be so good.
See these eyebrows? Interested. That's what's up.
I see these eyebrows.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm excited.
All right, that's a great best case. But yeah, like you say, no fucking downside in Super Junior Tag League. It's so dope. I'm so fucking pumped for so many of these combinations. It's going to be killer. Worst case scenario for Super Junior Tag League.
I
think there's
probably House of Torture.
I wasn't even thinking House of Torture. I was thinking Leo.
I love Leo Rush.
Yeah, but I also don't like Yo.
I hate Yo.
I hate him.
I don't care about Yo. I don't hate him. I hate's a very strong word.
I don't hate,
especially for someone who I don't hate him because that would mean that I think about him at all.
Yeah. Well, let me put this out here for anybody listening. I don't hate anybody on the New Japan roster ever. Just sometimes I nothing them, and nothing them and apathy is sometimes worse because I want to be like pumped about my wrestling. And when I'm like, oh, this fucking guy, they can always bring me back, but unfortunately, sometimes they build up a bit of a run where they have been so nothingy for a while that it's hard to make me give a fuck, but there's always the opportunity.
Definitely.
So see, I would say Kushida, but Kevin Knight has been very impressive. And so I think he has the opportunity to put on some amazing shit. I'm going to go Leo. It's my worst case scenario.
That's fair. It's totally fair.
Yeah. Like this is the worst case scenario, right? Yo is boring. Leo Rush does really well. They win the World Tag League. They go to Wrestle Kingdom. They lose, and then Leo Rush never wrestles in New Japan again. And it was just all for no reason, and it just eats opportunities, and nobody cares. That's worst case scenario.
What a fucking bummer that would be, eh? What a fucking bummer.
Why do we always do worst case scenario second? We should really do worst case scenario first, and then hype ourselves up on the best case afterwards.
Let's run down a best case scenario. So best case scenario, could they do something with LIJ? They did just
Absolutely.
lose.
Yeah, but it wasn't like they lost in a, oh, you've just been fucking flattened. It was like a narrowly lost because they're a brand new tag team and they're figuring it out, is how I took it, you know? And it felt like the beginning of the story of a tag team. So right now, United Empire got their number and they got them beat. But United Empire have been doing this for a little while now. These guys have only just started and they're both very talented. So where are we going? So do they use Super Junior Tag League as the vehicle to begin like LIJ's rise?
Sharpening their knives.
Yeah, exactly. Starting to pick up wins, figuring it out, working together, maybe they develop like a quality tag finisher, like between both of them that's like devastating and, you know, and begin to tell that story of them, yeah, like you say, sharpening their knives and swords until they eventually re-meet United Kingdom at the Dome and are able to beat them.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Because
man, there's so many good options.
Because LIJ are fucking merch sellers. You know what I mean? Bushi's a fucking merch seller. People can say what they want about his, you know, singles run and wanting to see him wrestle and shit like that. That guy sells things. You know what I mean? Like how many people in the crowd wear his masks all the time, you know? They sell LIJ merch everywhere. Okay, cool. So let's look at what we've got in Bushi. We've got a fashion fucking icon that everybody loves buying his shit. They want to see him wrestle, but he maybe doesn't deliver in the ring. Cool. Let's get one of the best luchadors in the world, tag him with him, hide his weaknesses, and turn them into the coolest luchador tag team in New Japan. Like, that's what they're doing, right? That's what they're doing. Get a bit of that fashion, fucking sprinkle that on Teton. He's wearing a fucking headdress. Next minute, he's strutting out. Fucking Bushi's there. There's lights flashing in their masks and shit. People are buying the masks hand over fist. Like, it's a money-making machine, bro.
I want a Teton shirt so fucking bad, dude. I want to rep Teton so fucking hard.
Exactly. And then everyone's like, who's Titan? And you're like, it's Teton.
It's Teton, you fucking pleb.
Teton, you ignorant fuck.
When we start winning arguments in our head like this, it's probably time to start wrapping up.
It is start to wrap it up. What time is it there, Curtis?
3:34 in the a.m.
3:34 in the a.m. The dark hour. Yeah. The witching hour. Normally the time that people would start to browse the dark web looking for things they shouldn't be involved in. But if they are going to do that, what should they do to protect themselves online as they're trying to find pictures of murder?
Well, if you're trying...
I took it as dark as I possibly could. Something...
This is fucking bad. If you're trying to find something you shouldn't be trying to find.
Wait. The sponsors are never going to sign. We need to start this again real quick because the sponsors are never going to sign off on us saying that the best way that people can watch videos of murder, actual real life murders, by using their product.
Yeah, no. So
I'm not editing it out. I'm just saying I just need to change the segue a little bit. And
no
the
matter
segue
what you're looking for online.
And if somebody, the dark side of the web is trying to come for you, this is what other people are doing to you. You're trying to protect against that dark energy. What would you do?
You would go to NordVPN. See, what you're going to do is anytime you're online, they're taking your information. If you're online on Amazon and you're just buying things or looking at stuff to buy, or maybe like me, you go online to do, your NHS, health system, you're going online to refill your prescriptions and things like that. This is information that people can collect on you. If you don't want them collecting that information from you, you go to NordVPN and you grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/shorts to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan plus one additional month for free. It's a completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. See, what you do is you pick the level of security that you want from NordVPN. They will help protect you while you live online. It's so hard to live online in today's society without a VPN because you're exposed. And you don't want to be exposed. You want to be safe, secure. You want NordVPN to wrap around you like a comfy blanket, keep you warm. That's what they do.
That's it. That's all you need. And you can do it simply by going to nordvpn.com/shorts. That's it.
That's right.
That's what's up. I feel good about that.
Keeps you safe, keeps your information safe, it supercharges your subscriptions to streaming services and things like that. Just can't be beaten.
Exactly. Browse the interwebs
NordVPN.com/shorts.
in other countries. Use streaming services in different countries. It does it all. It's amazing. I use it literally every day, and I love it. Now, tell the people where to find you online, Curtis.
Well, if you'd like to find me online, you can find me by listening to the Throw and Dice podcast. You can find me by listening to the Okada Short. Oh, this is the Okada Shorts podcast.
You can find him
3:35 a.m.
You're finding him right now.
You can find me by listening to the Spark Foundation
Congratulations.
podcast. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. God damn it. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at username LDestructo83, all one word. And sorry, I've hit the wall.
And also on the Count Out Network, where you can catch all other great shows from all our friends. Ringside Radio, Your Dose of Death, How to Tell Your Friends About Wrestling, Independent Waters. They're all there, and that's also where you find our home of Okada Shorts. We also have a Patreon over there where you can go and listen to great extra content from all of the creators there. And I think, as Curtis says, if you find the naive business model of giving us money giving away content for free, oddly charming, you can reward us with gifts of money by doing that over at the Patreon, which works out well for everybody. You can also find myself online with my podcast Faces and Feels at Faces Feels Cast on all social media. That's my interview series where I interview professional wrestlers from around the world. And you can check out the awesome at Riff Your Pod for the gentleman that made our dope podcast theme, the Okada's Shorts theme.
The best theme in all of wrestling.
In all of wrestling.
In all of wrestling.
Who is the second best theme behind ours?
I don't know, man. Probably Tai Chi. It goes us, then Tai Chi, then the rest.
Okay. Then Shawn Michaels.
Then Shawn Michaels.
Then Inoki.
Then like Steve Austin.
Yeah. And then oh god, you're at the end now. He's at the wall. Yeah. Exactly. Curtis's face is finished. Exactly. We want to thank everybody for listening. We've flamed out in the final minutes of this as we've spiraled into insanity. So I do want to say,
so awake when we started.
I know, and now it is so asleep. So rate and subscribe, listen or die, keep it right, keep it tight, and most importantly, keep it what?
Short.
This has been a Count Out Podcast.
Hey guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
It's Amanda Bones.
And I'm Ashley.
Of How to Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling, the podcast on the Count Out Wrestling Podcast Network, a weekly show where we talk about all of our favorite things, babes, blood, and brutality.
We also talk about other fun things, like is Kenny Omega finally too tan? And how much blood is too much blood? Because that looks like way too much blood.
So join us on the adventure of teaching me, Amanda Bones, about wrestling.